Welcome back to Let's Make a Game, a channel about making computer role-playing games using the free program Twine and the Sugarcube format for Twine. In this video, I would like to continue talking about my current project of trying to code a complete dungeon crawl in 25 days. This is day 19 of the 25-day challenge. Today I would like to talk about my system for encountering monsters, and in particular how it interacts with the fact that the player has a choice of speed. The player can choose to have the party explore the dungeon at a slow, medium, or fast pace. As it says here, moving at a slow pace, it takes 30 minutes of in-game time to get from one area to an adjacent area. Medium takes 20 minutes and fast takes 10 minutes. But if that was the only difference, then you would always choose to go at a fast pace. It wouldn't really be a choice. So there has to be some disadvantage to moving quickly as well. And the disadvantage is that if you move quickly, you tend to blunder into the monster, and therefore you have fewer options and more chance of things going wrong. So, let's explain what happens. Well, if you are moving at a slow pace and you encounter monsters, you get the choice of retreating, standing your ground, or immediately attacking them. If you're moving at a medium pace, you get the same options. If you're moving fast, you blunder into the enemy and you have to choose the stand ground option. And there's a note that thieves help with this. I'm planning to add a third class, thieves. One of their powers is that when you encounter a group of monsters, each thief has a 1/3 chance of reducing your pace by one step for the purposes of these options and what happens next. So in other words, if you're going fast and there's one thief in the party, there's a 1 in 3 chance that you have the options and everything's assessed as if you were only moving at a medium pace. The idea in the fiction of the game is that thieves are perhaps scouting ahead and that they move a little more quietly than anyone else and therefore make you a little bit more sneaky. So if you choose to retreat, if you're moving at a slow pace, it's automatically successful. If you're moving at a medium pace, you have to roll. So it's treated as if you had stood your ground, and we'll see how that works later on. It does say you can offer money but can't demand money, and you can't spend extra time. These are options that you have when you are standing your ground. You can offer money to the monsters to let you go. You can demand money from them in order to get treasure, and you can choose to spend extra time in negotiation, so you're engaging in some sort of slow, formal language or something like that, which uses up time but gives you a higher chance of a more successful outcome. There's a little bit of notes about who gets the initiative. If you're not familiar with tabletop role-playing, initiative means which side gets to attack first. If you're going slow and you decide to attack, the party gets the initiative. If you are going at a medium pace and decide to attack, initiative is random. When you're retreating, the party always gets the initiative. And when you are standing your ground, the enemy gets your initiative, including if you are going at a fast pace and were forced to stand your ground. So, let's talk about parlaying, the most probably complicated bit of this system. The system simulates rolling 2 normal 6-sided dice, so generating a number from 2 to 12, and there are quite a lot of modifiers. If you're retreating, you get +2. If you outnumber the monsters, you get +1. If they are twice as many as you, at least, you get -1. If you demand money, it's -1 for each string of shells you demand, strings of shells being the unit of currency in the game, +1 for each string of shells offered. So why might you offer them money? Well, you might have had a really good run and then just be coming back and not want to have a fight and risk something bad happening. If you want to engage in formal negotiation, +1 for every 10 minutes spent. And then if the party sort of looks wounded, well, that'll make the enemy more confident. So -1 if any party member is wounded, -1 if any party member is at 50 hit points or less, and -1 if all party members are wounded. So that's not -1 per party member, it's just -1 if any is wounded, and then an extra -1 if they're all wounded. And the result is, if the total is 6 or less, they will fight you, and if it's 7 or more, they let you go, or they give you money if you demanded it, or they give you sort of free passage if that was what you wanted. And that is the system. I'm out of time, so I'll leave it there for now. I hope that was useful or interesting to at least some of you, and I hope you will tune in next time.